Hello, everyone. God, I cannot explain to you the joy that I feel right now bringing this video to you. Let me start off with a little short story. You can skip ahead if you want to, but let me give you a little bit of background. The Guardians of Ga'Hoole is my favorite book series of all time. It, like, defined my, my fundamental years. Middle school, high school. I read them over and over again. Definitely at least 10 times, probably more than that. I have 2 tattoos in real life of Guardians of Ga'Hoole. I have one of Sword and I have one of a Hag's Fiend. If you don't know what that is, you'll find out a little bit later. But just know that this franchise, it's not really a franchise. We just had the books in this game and the movie. Well, I guess yeah, it's a franchise, but understand that this is a franchise that came up in a time when it wasn't possible to have the sort of explosive popularity that we see with stuff now, where we never really caught on super hard. We never had a fandom. There was no fandom really. By the time that, you know, the books came out, the movie came out, and all this stuff, there was no fandom spaces, really, that I can recall, or I was too young, perhaps. But basically, we started off as a dead fandom, and we still are a dead fandom. You know, I could draw a comparison, and people often do, to something like Warrior Cats. However, Warrior Cats, if you've dabbled at all, I haven't myself, but you would probably know it's massive. And books for that are still coming out to this day. I think that's kind of crazy. They have like 30 something books under their belt, 30 plus books. It's kind of wild, but Guardians of Ga'Hoole kind of has that same niche of a kind of Warrior Cats, of a, you know, in a very broad sense. Like I said, I don't know the property well, but it is a series using anthropomorphized animals to tell a story with very mature themes, very dark themes, through the veneer, and being able to sort of get that story across without being, you know, too real world brutal. Although I tell you, those books get quite brutal, which we'll get into. But they made a game, and this is pretty much some of the only media we have of the series. So I'm gonna do, hopefully, if it holds up. I tested it, it's been stable, it's kind of crazy. It did not work for many years, and then looks like some fixes came through, and it seems like stuff is good now. I'll provide a little thing in the comments of like how to access this for all of you. But summarizing it all, I love this series. You're gonna get a lot of lore, you're gonna get a lot of gushing, and you're gonna get a lot of just stuff about Guardians of Ga'Hoole, because this is my love, this is my passion. I love it like nothing else. So with that, let's go ahead and start a new game. This was my test save, so let's go ahead and overwrite that. Yes, let's get rid of it. Also, the art is just, the art is so gorgeous. Obviously, it's a PS3 game from old PS3, so, you know, stuff is a little rough around the edges, but hey, I think it adds to the charm, you know. So, we have a couple different choices. You saw earlier, Spotted Owl, Barn Owl, there's a Great Horned Owl, and then a Great Gray. Now, they all have individual stats. It doesn't matter that much, but for me, of course, because I love the series, and if you watch the movie and this and that, your canonicals, like me, is going to be the Barn Owl. So, let's go Barn Owl. The noble Barn Owl is well balanced in both flight and combat. Its abilities will allow you to handle many situations quite effectively. Proceed with this owl. Also, you might notice there's no real YouTube content on the Guardian series. We get like 1 or 2 YouTube videos a year. Not a year, every 5 years, maybe, of like, hey, check out this old series that's darker than you think it is, but there's no like current content. So hey, I'm hoping to add to it.
In the ancient Perok Monastery, Hidden away from the cycles of strife and conflict, the Glauxian monks honored the owl god Glaux through study and quiet contemplation. Since the war against Surtur and his Pure Ones many years ago, the monks have maintained a constant vigil across the land, forever watching for anything that may threaten their life of peace and tranquility. On this day, it was the job of a young acolyte named Grettir to take his place at the lookout post. As Grettir kept watch, an unsettling feeling began to well inside his gizzard. He could sense something was wrong. Suddenly, without warning or sound, the Hag's fiends attacked. The hideous creatures stormed into the monastery, ruthlessly eliminating every soul in their path. With the cries of his brethren echoing through the hollows, Grettir tried valiantly to save them, but it was too late. The monastery was lost. Managing to escape, Grettir was plagued with feelings of guilt and confusion. How could he have missed the invaders? Rumors began to spread about his negligence, with many branding him a coward and a traitor. Unable to bear the shame, Grettir isolated himself from the world, wandering alone in search for some inner peace. Finding a second chance at life and a means to move forward from his past, Grettir stopped his solitary wandering to settle down and start a family with his mate, Lyja. Unfortunately, this time of joy was to be short-lived. On a fateful night, as Grettir and Lyja's firstborn emerged from its egg, a group of vicious owls raided their hollow, and the two parents fell before them. Only the timely arrival of a guardian Chaw prevented the hatchling from sharing their fate. The guardians swiftly carried the hatchling to the safety of the Gaul tree, and affectionately named him Shard, due to a piece of eggshell they found clinging to his downy coat. Many moons later, Shard studied hard to become a guardian himself. But Grettir's legacy, however, had left a stain upon his son. A chance to redeem the family's honor arrived during Shard's final year of training.
Shard! What in Glox's name are you doing here? You're not a guardian yet.
I can help, Alomir. I have to defend the Great Tree.
You're going to get yourself killed, youngin. Stay close and out of trouble.
There's a lot of interesting things in that first cutscene. So Hag's fiends
Follow
are
me!
the devils,
Die,
essentially,
die,
of
die!
this universe. However, they don't actually
Our
exist by the
targets are
time
dead
the
ahead.
main books take place.
Incoming!
Actually, a big part of the books is the resurrection of Hag's fiends. Though, you know, not spoiler or anything, but the heroes do a
moving,
lot to
Shard.
stop that from happening. It's kind of the main goal. Besides that, they also mention the Pure Ones. The Pure Ones, if you remember, were in the movie, but actually the Pure Ones don't
those
come into
air
play
currents.
until much later. And the original leader of the Pure Ones, they call Surtur in the movie, as in the draft of the movie, not in the movie itself. The original Metal Beak, I'm gonna call him, doesn't actually have a name in the books, and the only Metal Beak is the titular one, because you might be
Let's
surprised
take
to
out
know,
those catapults and even the odds.
but in this series, the
Grab
owls
some
don't
hot coals and let him have it.
actually wear helms.
Going in!
I know it's a very big iconic part of the, art style on this and that, but
Go!
actually they didn't wear helms. They would have been too heavy to fly most of the time. It
Let's
didn't
light 'em up!
really protect that much.
Direct hit! We're clear!
So only Metal Beak really had a helm,
I knew we could do it!
but it's so iconic, you kind of have to,
Wait,
stick to it.
What's that? Attack!
Oh, come on, Alomir, you got him. Oh,
Ow!
oh, shoot. Well, sorry guys, I couldn't do it. I guess we failed. Looks like we lost. Great Tree's been taken over. We're screwed. Bats are here. Crazy. I can't believe. Oh, there's crows too. Oh, what are we gonna do?
Shard!
It was a dream.
Are you even listening?
Huh?
Night dreaming again, are we?
Just as useless as his father.
Get him. Get him.
Enough. Stop it, the two of you. Shameful. Not that I should be surprised. The way discipline has been allowed to slide around here in recent years.
For once, Alomir, it seems we are in agreement. However hateful the speech, a Guardian never answers words with talons.
Yes, Ezelrib.
Meet me in my hollow after class to be assigned your flint mops.
Pardon me, Ezelrib, but he is my student.
Certainly. But you've been rather harried lately with all the duties expected from you. Whereas I seem to have nothing but time on my talons these days. See you there, Shard. Don't keep me waiting.
Love him so much. I say Ezelrib, because that's how I pronounce it in my mind. They say Ezelrib.
It's time to light those torches. I've even brought in the Gaul fire carriers to help you with this flint mob. So hop to it.
So,
Can you see a fire carrier?
actually, in the lore, Rib means teacher. So, Ezelrib or Ezelrib literally means Azil, teacher. Let's go ahead and look at the
There's one.
torch carrier here.
Now fly up to them and grab some hot coals.
Now, if you're playing the earlier version of the game, you would get to this point, you would grab the coals, like so. Come on. Wapa.
All you have to do now is find a torch to light.
And then, let's go ahead and...
Simply fly up to the torch and throw the hot, nice shot.
Now, if this was the
Now
old
go and
version,
light all the remaining torches.
the coal would have gone through the torch, not light it, and then you'd be soft-locked. And that's where the game was for many years. Until recently, it seems, it's been fixed. So look, they light.
Well done.
Ah, this makes me so happy.
When you run out of hot coals, simply fly up to the fire carriers and grab some more.
So interestingly, the
Keep up the
fire,
good
or
work.
the Collier Chaw, which is the kind of Chaw's kind of like a club. They would handle the coal gathering, you know, and taking care of. But I will say certainly they did not throw the coals. That's not something they did, like flinging them like a weapon. And also they did not wear these, you know, kind of battle claws you can kind of see on our talons, or something, you know, similar to like a tool. Actually, they would just use their talons. The thing with the coals is if you correctly maneuver them and grab them, they wouldn't actually burn you. But of course, it kind of makes the most sense to have some tool for
That's the way.
doing so. Obviously, picking them up with battle claws was easier,
Ezelrib,
but
the rescue Chaw found a band of owlets approaching the tree.
They don't
but
want-
some crows have blocked the way. We've got to get them through
the
somehow.
up-and-comers using
Shard,
battle claws.
there's a change of plans. I need you to head out and clear the crows so the Chaw can get through. Parzival will accompany you if you need any help.
Crows.
What? No, not him.
This is no time to get choosy about wingmen.
If you
Get
read
going.
the books, you know owls and crows had big beef. They
There's a
just
crow
do their.
dead ahead.
They fight on sight. These are Bloods and Crips. They're
Now
just
would be a good
on.
time to start attacking.
And that's because in the daytime, crows will mob owls, and in the nighttime, owls will attack crows. So let's go ahead and hit him. Beautiful.
Great use of the talons there.
You're gonna see compiling
Single
shaders
strikes
a lot.
are fine,
Sorry.
but multiple strikes will weaken an opponent
Not much I
faster.
can do about that. Combo.
Couldn't have done better myself.
Boom. Three
You
hit
know how to
combo.
counter an attack, don't you?
Oh, check this out. He's coming at me. Also, interesting, it's so cool to see the Great Tree. Even though it's not exactly, you know, like the books. They didn't have this giant rocky
Counter now,
outcrop
Shard. Nice
on the
counter
right here,
move.
and they didn't necessarily have the massive torches, but yeah, it's still, for the movie's interpretation, they're drawing on, of course. And it looks very good.
As your wingman, I'll be following your lead, Shard. Just point me to a target, and I'll handle the rest.
Attack!
I see him.
Get his ass. Bam!
Don't worry, Shard.
Beautiful.
I won't leave you stranded in battle.
Nice. Yep, so we build up this yellow bar by doing stuff, and then we can do a boost corkscrew, which is very good for some of the timed sections. And then we can, of course, use our wingman to hit the enemies. Okay, easy peasy. Has a little bit of a cooldown.
The rest of the crows are heading our way, Shard. I hope you're ready.
Shame. You get that
You
one.
got it, Shad.
I'll get that one on the right. Actually, this one's closer. No, he is. Let's get him. Boom. Bam. And oh, nah, he dived out of the way. Nope. Shoot. Where'd he go? Sorry, I do apologize if you're motion sick. This is not the best game. It's an aerial
That'll teach
fight
him.
sim, so you're gonna get a lot of quick movements. Oh, hello. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Come here, you. I want to try and get to a 10-hit
felt
combo
that.
because if I do that, I get a cool thing. Oh, counter. You usually want to follow up the counter with your own attack. 9. Come on, give me the 10-hit. And flaming claws, or flaming talons. I mean.
Nice
Yeah,
hit.
so you do extra damage. Come on, come here. Look at that damage. It's on fire
Pretty
too.
good.
Boom.
For a beginner.
Easy peasy. Look at that.
Huh. You did better than I thought. Didn't get us killed, at least.
We all soon learned the owlets we'd saved were no ordinary owlets. They had traveled a long time, and Soren, the barn owl, who spoke for the group, told the Parliament a harrowing tale of desperation. It claimed they had been abducted by the Pure Ones, the same Pure Ones that I had fought so long ago. They took them with countless others to a grim place known as the St. Aeolius, home for orphaned owls, where they were put to work picking through discarded pellets, searching for tiny metallic bits they called flecks. For what purpose? It is not yet known. Alomir doubted the young owlets.
So if I'm to understand this correctly, the Pure Ones have risen from the dead, are building a slave army of moon-blinked owlets, and are planning to conquer the world with magical pellet debris.
I was quick to defend the integrity of these owlets. I knew in my gizzard what they spoke was true. There was no dishonesty in Soren, no deception. Nothing but an earnest, sublime heart. It was then our King Boran spoke. He decreed that Alomir would seek out St. Aeolius and discover if the Pure Ones had truly returned. The Parliament was adjourned and Alomir set out on his task. I, however, had other plans. For a violation of the peace so blatant, so powerful, how could any owl sit idly by? Immediate action would be needed.
Okay, so yeah, you see we're following the movie plot.
Height of foolishness not to act more decisively now that we have proof. Ah, good of you both to come so quickly. We need to prepare and we haven't a moment to waste.
Sir, prepare for what?
Why, your departure on your missions, of course.
But we can't go on missions. We're not even full Guardians yet.
Just what do you think all those flint mops were? I was testing you the whole time. And you passed, with flying colors. You stick close to Shard and follow his lead.
Me? Follow him?
But Alomir and his jaw are already searching. Why send us?
It's simple, really. I trust you, and that's the key. You both have the gizzard for the job. I know you'll do the tree proud.
Yeah, so often that'll describe a feeling in their gizzard. It's a very strong, part of their identity, the owls. Having a feeling in your gizzard is kind of like just having a feeling in your gut, but it transcends that. It's more so, like a core ideal also can be described as having that feeling in your gizzard.
That'll come in handy.
Also, hey, we've got an armory, and we can get shinies. And the shinies will let us unlock new gear. Obviously, we don't have any yet, but we got a lot of cool ones to look forward to. Also, I'll tell you that basically they condensed a lot of the, the story down.
To the enemy!
Yes, thank you. Yeah, bonus missions, very nice. So, Saint, they say Aeolius. I always call it Saint Augulus, but I'm sure that's incorrect. So also just I'll do my own pronunciation. It's fine. So St. Augustus Academy for Orphaned Owls and the Pure Ones were actually two completely different factions. The Pure Ones came after, actually. Or at least at the time in which St. Augustus was operating, the Pure Ones had not revealed themselves in a big way as of yet. So they had no idea about them in the books until way later, when they, revealed themselves and stuff happened there. Of course, they are going off movie continuity here. The Pure Ones have always been a threat, even back with the Hags Fiends, which is kind of nuts. There's no crossover there, at least in the ancient history. But where we're going next is the Desert of Kinnear. Yep, it was a harsh desert. They don't spend too much time in the books here, but it's where they pick up one of their companions, Digger, the burrowing owl. Kind of a, more wise and it can be a little snarky at times, but good member of the crew. But here we're going to be investigating St. Augustus Academy. An ally in the sand.
Soren mentioned that bats were working with the Pure Ones. In the desert of Kunir, an eagle named Streak has been investigating rumors that bats may be involved in the disappearance of owlets in the area. Unfortunately, Streak himself has also now gone missing. Go into the desert and find out what has happened to him.
Thank you, Azilrib. Now, the bats are interesting because the bats were not a big player in the books. And especially you see in the movies, they're like the main force for the most part. And no, bats were present, but they were only basically relegated to a sub faction. But in this they have the bats are part of the Pure Ones fighting force, which doesn't make any sense because in the books the Pure Ones were a fascist, supremacist group that very much are almost a one-to-one of a real world fascist supremacy group, the Nazis. They were one-to-one. They were not not metaphorical, not well, they're kinda, maybe, sorta, but they're not. No, they were exactly Nazis. They believed in the supremacy of barn owls. They believed that Glox, their god, was actually made them in the image of him alone. He was a barn owl, not any other species, and they would only accept barn owls into their ranks. And if you were anything less than that, you would be either killed more often than not, or forced into servitude. Even barn owls that were not the supreme Tyto Alba, compared to the Aryan of the Third Reich. The Tyto Alba was the most supreme of the barn owls, but yes, they operated that way and would not have stomached working with bats unless they were really desperate. Oh, cool. We have some challenges. Rescue Streak in 4 minutes. I think we can go for that. Sure. Why not? Let's shoot for it.
Dry as a bone and swathed in scorching heat, vast Kunir bakes neath the sun's constant beat.
Kunir.
Is it possible for living things to abound,
the vocab's
where
gonna
rarely
be
a
a little
drop or shade is found?
shaky.
In rocky nooks, they can and do. And under scrub-clutching morning dew, and when the breeze cools the land at night, multitudes crawl, or with wings take flight. Excerpt from a gazetteer of the Owl Kingdoms by Lies of Keel.
By Liza Keel.
Soren mentioned that bats were working with the Pure
Okay, we already
Ones
listened
in
to
the
this.
desert of Kun.
Keep that in mind. Liza
Streak
Keel.
must be around here somewhere.
That's an important name. We'll come back to it.
Look out, Shad!
Nope. Alright. Got some boys. Make sure I get my shinies. Oh, hey.
Let's go.
Might see me get trophies popping up. Combo breaker. Get out of here, kid. Get out of here. Got nothing. So, 4 minutes, huh? Yeah, I'm not gonna dilly-dally too much. Hello? Ah. Time to follow. He'll lead us. Just gotta dive in between. Sorry, it's a little unwieldy at times. It's old. Keep that in mind. Also, not the best flight sim type person. I played some Ace Combat, you know, but I'm very rusty. So if I crash into some walls, it's not canon, don't worry. Get some shinies though. Very nice. Oh, watch that. Crazy dust devils crabbing. Thinking about doing a corkscrew speed. There we go. That is useful for a lot of these time trials because you can really speed yourself up by hitting that corkscrew. But you want to be careful not to hit anything, you know, because losing health is not great. I mean, it's not usually too detrimental, but we want to avoid it when we can. And I think just doing these has bought me a lot of time. If you ever need some prowess, diving is usually a great way to do so. Hello.
Young Guardians, thank goodness you found me. Those thugs won't let you near me without a
Come
fight.
here, ya. Counterculture. Okay, I never realized how good these trophies were. What? Oh, hello. Just put back around. Let's hit someone else.
That'll come in handy.
Oh, I can throw my enemy. I never really used the throw too often myself, but you know, it's a tool, like anything else. It can be useful. You know, specifically, I guess if there's low health enemies, you don't want to, you know, do a little combo on them. You can throw them and use them as a damage for something else. But just want to get my flaming talons, so you know.
Great work. Now break off the branches around my cage.
I gotcha, don't worry. Oh, hello. No, not the attack. There we go.
Now
Beautiful.
it's time to teach these thugs a lesson.
Yeah, sorry, the camera's gonna swing around a bit, I apologize. Let me grab these shinies real quick. Yep, now I got another wingman. Got 2 attacks I can throw out here. Grab these shinies. And let's quickly
Just watch how I do it, Shard.
there.
I don't
One
stand a
there,
chance.
and then I'll take you. Look at that, we're a unit, you know, coming in. Oh, no, you don't. No, come here. Let's see if I can try. I want to try throwing. Alright, that is pretty
You have
fun.
my eternal gratitude, friends.
Right
My
into
mate
the
is
ground.
away, and I was foolishly patrolling on my own when these so-called pure ones attacked me.
I'm Shard, and this is Parzival. Ezorib sent us to see if the stories about Owlets missing were true.
Unfortunately, yes. The pure ones are involved, and so are those vicious night creatures, the bats.
Bits. So yeah, in the books there actually were eagles that, you know, came in. They're their own thing. They did help out on occasion. Hey, 330. Also got fly safe, probably for not hitting any tornadoes. Look at that. That's a gold medal starting out. Beautiful. All right. Let's go ahead and do one more mission, and then I'll call it there. Man, love the designs.
As payment
of
for their
the-
loyalty, the pure ones have been giving any non-Taito owlets they find to the bats. The owlets are being kept in their secret hideout, somewhere in Kunir. There are, however, bat sanctuaries in the area. Perhaps we can get some information out of the bats located there.
Yikes, that's dark. That's actually very on brand for the books, giving the non-Taito owlets to the bats. But yes, like I was saying, the eagles helped out several occasions, but they are very much neutral. They don't really, like, they're not guardians. They don't really, you know, go out of their way to take part in politics, but they are, you know, they are existing, they are there, and they do help out on occasion.
There's a
It's
sanctuary
freaking
nearby.
big. Look how big he is
Follow me.
compared to me. Yeah, eagles are huge in comparison to owls. At least that, you know, kind of eagle, which I believe is a golden eagle. Super boost of speed, that's the corkscrew. Yep. I'm not gonna do it right now because this is a little tight, but you know, once it opens up a bit, I'll hit a little corkscrew. Like so. There you go. Oof. There's some coins there. Oh, hello. Nope. Don't wanna run into the wall there. I do apologize about my rambling, but you're getting a lot of it in the series. Wanted a no commentary Let's Play. I'm sure there's some from 10 years ago. This one? Nah, you're getting frickin' lore master, you know, frickin' middle school Christian who frickin' loved this stuff.
The bats won't freely lead us to their hideout, but destroying their sanctuary may scare them into talking.
Get a bounce on the ground there. Oh, of course, it wasn't apparent if you looked at my OC, the name of the channel. Yeah, you know, this is the reason why my OC is an owl. Let's go ahead and set their
evasive action.
Set their home on fire. It's, you know, a little rough and brutal, but you know they're evil. So take him down. My oh no, hold on. Gotta be a little careful with the targeting because you don't want to be flung into a wall by your camera jerking around like crazy.
I know of another sanctuary. Let's go.
Let me, you know, recoup my embers, wrap them up. Assuming it's this way. Problem is, I think, yeah, they do rubber band really hard because you can, if you're booking it, you can way outspeed the guy. It's let me slow down real quick and let him catch up. There he is. Yeah, it has been probably a good 10 years since I played this, so I don't remember everything exactly where things are. Yeah, at corkscrew speed, you're not going to outspeed him, but if you start stacking and you go crazy like I was, yeah, you can see how I just flew ahead of him like nothing. It's good, though. It feels really good to hit those high speeds. And when you can, like, really tightly maneuver. Like so. Oh, hello.
They must have known we were coming. Force those bats out of hiding.
Interesting, yeah. Catapults, not really a thing. They didn't use many of them. Even during some of the siege type of scenarios, like, it's not really useful. You know, you ever try to hit a fly with your hand? Yeah, that's like trying to hit an owl with a freaking catapult. Oh, hello. I hit the ground. Well, whoopsies. Came out a little too hot.
Incoming hostiles. Right away.
Should
Not a problem.
have my wingman take care of some of them. But yes, they did not have turrets. They did not have archers, really. Mostly a lot of their weapons were short range. Little, like, I mean, they were swords to them, but for us they'd be like knives or daggers that we attached to battle claws or held separately. Oh, you're still alive. There we go.
No luck here. Let's try somewhere else.
Beautiful. Also, it's funny because I believe that star icon is the same as the old Call of Duty games used to use. Don't quote me on that, but I feel like that's the same one that those old games, like Call of Duty 2 and 3, used. Same with the mini-map itself. The mini-map is also very COD, that sort of gray, circular. I mean, I wouldn't doubt if it was a template, like, that they borrowed. Just for this, but, you know, it's fun. Man, the game is not, like, you know, gorgeous or anything, but it's just, it has that unique look that you don't really get anymore, because everyone uses, like, you know, the same Unity, the same few graphics engines, and I mean, it looks kind of samey, but, man, this has some
Bats
character
obviously
to it.
don't want to cooperate. Force them out of hiding with some hot coals.
Also, I do just love, like I said, in the cutscenes you see that sort of like almost ink and scroll aesthetic. Love that. Such a good aesthetic for the series. It's right at home, and they did that very well.
We're under attack.
I'm on it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
So where's your hideout, Bat? This is too easy.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that should be the
Bat
last of
said
them.
go east. So that's where we'll go. Come on.
All right. I wish I had a compass rose. I could navigate east, but you know, fine. Follow my eagle friend. Some shinies. Some tight flying. We're good. Oh, here we are. Scene. Pure ones. Going to alert the rest.
Don't let them escape.
That sounded a bit like Dempsey's voice actor. Did they just get all the Oh! That may surprise me. As you can see, the pure ones are a lot stockier and take a lot more damage. Come here, you. See if I can get my flaming claws going. Actually, I'm hitting you right now, sir. Come here. No, 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 no. Where'd you go? No, you don't. Beautiful. Flaming talons. Oh, hello. There we go, red. There we go. Yeah, bats, they basically just get one shot with flaming talons.
Let's go.
Let's hit two of them. My call-ins. Again, I'm sorry for the camera.
I feel stronger already.
Oh, I got a backflip. Let's do. Oh, not yet. Hold on.
The Pure Ones and Bats are working together even more closely than I thought. They must be harboring owlets within the Bat hideout. We must find a way to rescue them.
Hell yeah. Ah, yes. We have a new battle set. Swift Steel. How'd we do? Nice, another gold. Alrighty. Let me go ahead and return to the Hollow real quick. Let's see if we can put on that new armor and battle claws.
A guardian must always be prepared.
150? Easy. Look at that. Look at my boy. Very nice. And I think that is a good place to end it for now. Man, I cannot just tell you how excited and happy I am to just be playing this in 2025. I have the physical game itself. I'm holding it right now. Can you hear it? I'm shaking it around in my hand. You probably can't hear it. I have the game itself on PS3. I bought it the moment I could. When I saw the movie as a kid, middle schooler, because I was so excited. Read all the books, devoured them, and I fell in love with this universe and the characters, everything about it. So please, I hope you enjoyed this passion project of mine. Definitely gonna do the entire game to get every bit and piece of it that I can, including the lore from the books, you know, things like that. And if I get something wrong or you want to add on your own takes, please comment below. But that's all I've got for you today. Thank you so much. Your support means the world to me. And I want to see you in the next episode. Bye bye.